Welcome to the Fantasy Kingdom. I'm your host, Mikey. That is Howie. Welcome to week 14.
Yep.
Week 14. Fantasy playoffs. Some of them start today. Some of them start next week.
Yep.
So we'll have to figure out how we're going to figure that one out, as some of us that are in the playoffs, some of us here are not. Are you in the playoffs in any of your leagues?
I think I might be really close in the show because I put a, that was my mom.
You're close in the show, so you might make one.
I might make one, but hey, I've been doing the playoffs for so many years that it's kind of nice. I actually get to watch football now. I mean, I can watch a game without having to watch the trailer at the bottom and the shit on the side, and oh my god, who's doing what?
Just freeing.
Well, the nice thing is like in fantasy, I won one game in the first half and then didn't start off very well in the second half. But if I can beat you this week, I'll have put 4 in a row in at the end, beat the three the teams in the playoffs, and my scores have been going up every week. So yeah, I got off to a slow start. If I could have won 2 more games early, I'd be in the playoffs with you. So I mean, we got 3 guys at 7 and possibly at 7 and 7.
That's crazy.
Going for a playoff spot, and it's going to come down to points.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
So, all right, you got a injury list for us this week?
I do. It's not very big.
Right?
There's some notables on there. Breece Hall out. Noah Brown Noah Brown doesn't matter because they're on a bye. Mostert is questionable. Jacoby Myers, who I thought was healthy all week, is questionable. Josh Downs is out. CD is questionable. He's got a shoulder or AC joint. That makes it where you can't reach for the ball. So, and they are pretty far out of it. So I don't know if he's even going to play. Keon, his wrist is still hurting him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's still questionable. He practiced this week, but in the red non-contact. So who knows?
Yeah, and then Lawrence, of course. But I don't have a huge list.
So I do have a couple others that were Bucky Irving, questionable. It looks like he may not play as he's nursing a hip injury.
That's okay. He did fine for me last week. Kept me out of a pepper.
K9, Kenneth Walker III is questionable, may not play. DeAndre Swift, questionable, may not play. We talked about Mostert. Alexander Madison, questionable.
Yeah, but he looks like he's going to play too.
Yeah, Roschon Johnson is out.
Okay.
So for that Chicago lineup, if Swift doesn't go, they'll be in their 3rd and 4th string backs.
So look, Keenan, spin. That answers one of your questions right there. I would say today, Keenan is. Yeah, I mean, because with the running game down, he's going to be throwing like crazy.
Yeah. So this is pick 2. I would probably go Pickens and Allen. Yeah. Who are you going with?
Let's see. Las Vegas, Tampa Bay.
Because Myers is questionable, isn't he?
Pitt's playing. Yeah, he is. But I had him on my list, so I think he's going to play. Boy, if Myers doesn't play, then you go with Pickens. But God, all those guys except for Keenan are almosts, because no telling what Addison's going to do at home against Atlanta. And if Jacoby's playing, he's got AOC throwing to him. Let's go Pickens and Allen, I guess.
Yeah, Pickens is questionable, but the last that I read on him is he was going to play.
Okay.
I mean, there's a ton of them. Neighbors, McConkey may not play this week.
I forgot about Neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, Neighbors, McConkey, CD, Pickens.
Like, a lot of your big boys.
There is a bunch of receivers. He says all my questionables play at 4 or later. My backups all play at 1. Oh man, that is rough. That is rough. Keep an eye in the morning, see if you can catch anything. And if they're really game time decisions, you might need to go with your backups at 1 and just know that it's safe.
Sit on that button just in case.
Yeah.
For game time decisions can, it's only like a 10, 15 minutes. You get to know that.
Yeah.
Who to flex?
Who to flex? Granado, Swift, Shakir, PPR, 10-man PPR league. Swift is a game time decision, so I'm probably not going him. Who do the Niners have? Granardo's their starter now.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he's going to play.
Yeah.
So and they're
against the Bears.
They got the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Bears this week. And Buffalo has the Rams. I would probably go Granado of the three. And in my order, I go Granado, Shakir, Swift. In that order.
Yeah, that's how I would do it.
Love Shakir. I think he could have a big game this week. But man, the Niners are without their top two guys, and they run the ball so well.
You know who I think I like on the Niners this week, and he's not getting. I think he's healthy. Is Jennings?
Yep.
Because look at what they got to work with. Nobody has spoken about him in all the shows all week long, and I'm thinking he could go off.
He's wide receiver 1 in San Francisco right now.
Right. He's almost everything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody is either hurt, banged up, still a little sick, whatever. All you got is him and Pearsall, and Pearsall is like almost non-existent in the offense. So
yeah.
I tell you what, they'll probably guard him more, but nobody has spoken about him all week. I should put him down as my chili pepper challenge, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I need 2 wide receivers out of this group in PPR. Harrison Jr., Keenan, Brian Thomas Jr., and Metcalf. Oh, man, that is a good core to have.
Let's see. They're in Arizona. Metcalf is Metcalf healthy?
Yeah, he didn't show up on the injury report.
Well, when he's healthy, he's, as far as I'm concerned,
he's a must start. Yeah.
And the way Chicago's got their setup this week, I'm looking at Keenan. So I would go Keenan and Metcalf, although because Harrison just has not broken through yet. And Thomas has got Mac Jones throwing to him?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would personally go Keenan and Metcalf.
Yeah, no, DK has none. So okay. I would probably go Keenan and Metcalf as well.
And that's a huge game.
Yeah.
That's a huge. I mean, the records don't. If you just look at their records, you think, oh, that's 2 sucky teams. But that's the whole division. Mm-hmm. There's a chance. Oh, go ahead.
Who to flex? Granado, Swift, Shakir, but then he also added in Odunze or Westbrook Akine.
Okay, I wouldn't. Out of that group, I would not flex Odunze. Swift, it might be hurt, right?
Yeah, he's questionable.
Shakir's got a good game set up.
He's in a dome this week.
Yeah.
My ranking.
Akine's going to get you a couple long catches and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
my
you got 8 points,
Yeah. My ranking here would be Granado, Akine, Shakir, Swift, to Doomsday.
Okay. Mine's close to that. I'd go Granado, Shakir, Akine, then Swift and Doomsday. I don't know. They're gonna have a tough day. Without a running game in Chicago, Ooh.
Yep. I like Granado. Yeah, he was good coming out.
I picked him up.
Westbrook Akine is a TD machine too.
He is, but that's it. He is completely touchdown dependent.
Coleman may not play, so it's between Akine and Leggett. I'd probably go Akine. I haven't seen anything from Leggett really.
No, and with Thielen back, he's dropped back a little bit because you've got another guy. You've got another receiver there in Carolina, Moore, that's been getting some catches. So I think he's taking it away from Leggett.
Yeah, look at you there. He added 2 more people, Spin. Okay, so jumping over, we have the studs and duds from last week. Jameis was the stud of all studs at quarterback. When you when you throw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, but you also throw really 7 touchdowns because he had like 3 pick sixes.
And I had that defense, the defense against him in both my
know.
leagues, and it won it, a game
because
for
of
me.
Jameis.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that game was wild, man. It was a wild game.
Well, I was basically laying in bed, so I asked Alexa, give me the score of that game, and I was thinking, oh my God, they're in the 30s. My defense is going to get me 4 points, and they got me 20. So
yeah. Well, it helps when you get a couple pick sixes.
Couple pick sixes one is wonderful, but when you find out you got 2 pick sixes and you won your week by 6 points, it's kind of nice,
right? It's just,
especially when it was the Monday night game and everything.
The fantasy gods. And matter of fact, I had other people in the league texting me saying, "Oh my God, thank God for Jameis because you beat one of the guys that were close to the playoffs, which was cool."
Right. Oh yeah.
Then we had Russ with 37, and then Jaden, your boy Jaden, welcome back to Fantasy Relevance at 35.7. And then in the honorable mentions, we had Caleb, Josh Allen in the Snow Globe game, and Tua.
Yeah. It was a good week for quarterbacks.
It was a good week for quarterbacks.
I mean, you had to go like 7 quarterbacks deep to get out of the 300s. You know?
I mean, Josh didn't go for 300, but he went for 4 touchdowns,
including
a touchdown pass to himself.
I know. It's like, I think he came off the field and he goes, how did they score that? But he got the touchdown pass and he got the touchdown, which is kind of odd.
Yeah. Touchdown reception.
Well, how do you get the reception when it's a lateral from the guy who caught the ball?
Because he gets the guy who caught it gets the catch, but because it was a passing play, Josh would get the receiving touchdown. Yeah.
Well,
it'd be no different than when a running back fumbles and the guy picks up and runs it in.
Yeah.
It would be a rushing touchdown. It's just continuation of the play.
All right.
So I mean, no other quarterbacks ever,
I was okay with it because I had him starting in the show. So
right, and that helped you get closer to the to the lead and get in the playoffs. So
well, I had him in Houston in that game. So talking about two weird scoring situations,
right. On the wide receiver side, Jerry Jeudy led all fantasy guys at 40.5. McLaurin,
he's not consistent,
right? And you never know which one it's going to be. Is it going to be Tillman? Is it going to be Jeudy? One of them's going to get a lot of points. Right. You just don't know which one. Then you have McLaurin at 27.3. Welcome back, Mike Evans, 25.8. And then you had your honorable mentions of Keenan Allen, who is on a tear right now for Chicago.
Yeah,
he's getting 20
finally
plus
using
a week.
Him. I mean,
yeah, Parker Washington for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And Adam Thielen, who made one of the sickest one-handed catches right before his guy fumbled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like old Thielen.
He's still balling out. Gotta love him.
He's been my guy for a long time.
Right. Ooh. DJ Moore, McConkey, Myers, all questionable. On the bench, I have Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Addison. Do you play it safe and switch any of them out, or even replace some of them? Go Jeudy. He's just coming off a big game. Is Devonta back?
He said yesterday, I think he said, I'm in. I'm all
Devonta's back. It's hard to sit him, especially, with what they got this week, because the Eagles have who do they have? The Eagles have the Panthers.
Yeah. That's feasting.
Yeah. It's hard to keep him on the bench. So if I was going to be you, Spin, and I'll take it for the grain of salt because I was really wrong last week on the whole Jeudy thing, I would go Jeudy, Devonta, and DJ Moore. I would sit McConkey and Myers as both of them are true game time decisions.
Right. And Moore's in a game where they don't have a running back, really.
Yep. Again, just my take. Would you put them all? Would you change all three of them out? Howie, how would you do that?
I'd go Judy and Smith, and then wait closer to game time to see who I want to start. Make sure because I think Myers is going to have a good game. It doesn't line up that way, but I think he can.
Well, you have to remember, DJ Moore, McConkey, and Myers are all the late games, to where the other
That's
three
right.
are all the
So
early games.
if you can't wait, you should, put players you know are going to play in the slots.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to play them, you have to play them. If you don't, keep your ear to the ground and see if you can find something out. Go online and go to the local newspaper for that town, and maybe you find a little backup.
Yeah. I don't think it'll kill you to run all three of them. I would start Judy and Devonta either way.
Yes.
It's the DJ Moore one, and I don't think DJ is questionable, so I would go Judy, Devonta, and DJ.
Oh, if DJ's healthy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think DJ. I didn't see DJ on the list of.
I didn't see.
Oh no, he is. He is questionable with a quad. He's going against San Francisco, who can be thrown on.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what that could be an interesting game.
That is. Allen or Stafford?
Well, boy, they both have an opportunity here. I think Stafford. I think Allen's going to get you the legs, though. Allen's going to get you maybe one, maybe two touchdowns running, and that's always the comparison with Allen versus somebody. They're going to get equal amounts passing. So fantasy-wise, you're going to get more out of Allen if you have both of those guys.
Yep, I'd go Allen. Running backs, studs. We had Bucky Irving, who was your chili pepper challenge last week. You wanted 100 in a touch
this week, guys.
Yep, he went for 152 in a touch with 3 catches for 33 yards. So he led all running backs with 27.5. Then you had Bijan, 25.5, and Najee, 24.9. Honorable mention, you had Joe Mixon. Man, Joe's just having a good year when he's
having a
healthy.
Decent year, yeah. Quiet,
having a good year. It is very quiet because Houston was supposed to be this barn burner, and then they have struggled. But Joe hasn't. He's been solid whenever he plays. Yeah. Josh Jacobs with 21.7. He's come on hard down the stretch.
Yeah, he did that again Thursday night.
Yep. And then Rico Dodal at 21.3.
Yep.
This is weird to see Dodal in there because I don't look at the Cowboys as anybody outside of CD as fantasy relevant.
Yeah, you don't look at them as a big offensive team, but they've won a couple,
Have you not learned? Pepper for you, Howard. That's hilarious.
Stafford won me a Super Bowl last year.
Stafford is one of those guys that just always gives you a good floor.
Well, look at what he's got to work with. He's got all kinds of weapons. The only reason I picked Josh over him is because of the legs.
Yeah.
Josh can take a hit. Stafford doesn't take too many more hits.
Flo comes in and says, I'm going to have to start Parker Washington with Breece Hall out. Thoughts on Parker? He had a really good week last week. Man, Mac Jones is so hard to predict. Parker also had Trevor for half the game last week and then went to Mac. So I don't know. It's hard to predict what Mac Jones is going to look like. He's a freaking wild card.
That's a tough team to really pick anybody out of. To help you.
I mean, if you got to make the play, you got to make the play.
Right.
Can you pick up Braden Allen, who's Breece Hall's backup?
That's a thought.
Is Allen out there? Because he might be a good one to hold on to. He's big, strong, and fast.
Yeah. No, but I did see Parker Washington on the waiver wire list of guys to pick up. So I want to give him.
So let's see where Parker ranks within the Fantasy Pros. Full point PPR. Let's see, where does Parker Washington rank? Oh, he's way down there.
Yeah, but how does he rank with all these guys on bye?
47th this week. He ranks 47th.
Hmm.
So guys that are above him is Wandell Robinson, Worthy, MVS,
Those are all
Odunze, Leggett.
like 3 or 4 catch guys.
I know. Well, it's hard to really rank Parker Washington with Mac Jones as his quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
Really, not a whole lot you can do.
The Giants are playing New Orleans.
Allen's already rostered, unfortunately. I also have Keon Coleman. Keep an eye, see if Keon plays.
Yeah,
He's
he's at
the
the
afternoon game. He's the afternoon game, but it's possible. It's 50-50 for Coleman. We have no idea. He practiced. He was limited all week in a red non-contact. Usually that means he waits another week when Sean McDermott does things. But McDermott's weird about stuff like that. You never know. Spin comes in and says, do I roll the dice with Kenneth Walker or do I play Addison or Myers in his place? Well, if you're going to roll the dice, don't roll it with Myers because Myers is questionable also. So if you're going to roll the dice, you're going to go with Addison.
I didn't know Walker was hurt.
He's questionable.
Man, I got to think that if he's at all playable, he's got to play. This is for first place in the division.
Right. And Mike McDonald said he wasn't sure if he's going to be healthy enough to go.
Well, I would put all the vagueness I could possibly put on him right now.
Me too.
So that Arizona doesn't know what the hell to prepare for him or Charbonnet, So, boy.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Kind of gives you an idea. So
you should know more about Walker by game time or by Sunday morning.
Yeah. Exactly.
You guys hate leaving that guy out of any game.
Usually they give you kind of in Sunday morning they give you like what they've heard around the major injuries.
Yeah.
Tight ends, Brock Bowers once again. He's been the best tight end in football this year.
Right.
The rookie's just killing it. With 30.2, David Njoku had a really good game along with he was part of that. He was part of that onslaught of Jameis. Trey McBride, 21.6. Honorable mentions, Jonnu, once again, just being Jonnu, 21.3.
He's helping my team big time.
Right. Mark Andrews at 18.9, and then Pat Freiermuth at 18.8. Pat had a really good game too.
Yeah. With Jonnu, it's funny. I have a stack going this weekend, and who would have thought that out of the 3 people in my stack, Tyreek would be the weakling.
Right.
I got Tua, Jonnu, and Tyreek. And Tyreek almost right now he's on the he's in the flex position. Just in case.
Charbonnet's
go ahead.
Yeah, Charbonnet's Seattle's number 2.
Right.
He's worth as an insurance policy. Charbonnet's good. When Walker's hurt, Charbonnet steps in just fine. They don't miss a beat.
They don't have the controversy between the two of them when they're both healthy, because K9 is the guy. But when he's out, Charbonnet is not a big step down. He's a big kid.
Yeah, he's real big and he's fast and he's good. Like you don't miss a whole lot when K9's out when Charbonnet is his backup.
If he was on another team, he might be a
starter.
I can see Charbonnet in Chicago.
That'd be a good fit for him.
Yeah.
I could see that. Thursday night we had a matchup, Green Bay and Detroit, and man, the first half looked like it was going to be a slow, low-scoring game, and then the second half, both offenses exploded, and the defense just decided they didn't want to show up in the second half of the game.
Well, a lot of points were scored, but if you look at except for touchdowns by Jacobs had like 66 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's where he got all his points. But nobody in the game had outstanding stats. They spread them around so well that everybody got a little something. Kraft got some stuff. Jacobs got some stuff. Reed went
Jacobs
for
and
nothing.
Gibbs. Jacobs and Gibbs were the 2 that got the most.
My big
Jacobs,
trade
Gibbs, and
of the
Montgomery
year.
is their backs. It was the backs who got all the big ones. Oh, unless you had Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick caught a couple touchdowns.
every time I'd see Detroit go in for a touchdown, I'd see that one on part of his jersey, and I'm like, oh no, because I'm playing against you and St. Brown, and it would be Patrick, and I would laugh. I thought,
all game long.
Yeah,
like they had him stacked, and Amron was the front guy, and Patrick was behind. He just kept throwing to the guy behind St. Brown. It was just like,
well, they really needed that. Detroit did, because with Sam kind of off this year, they need that secondary, threat.
No, they don't. Just keep throwing to 14, and you're gonna be just fine.
I mean, as a team, and I guess I should be talking fantasy, but as a team, they need that secondary guy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because JMO's there, but JMO's inconsistent.
Who's your go-to tight end, Spin?
Here's the thing. I cut Otten today, because since the return of Mike Evans, Otten sees like 3 targets again. Like Otten was the go-to guy when Evans was down. The second he came back, Baker doesn't look for him anymore.
And you also have a couple running backs that can catch the ball.
Yeah.
So that really, they don't need that. Otten is a safety valve when there is nobody else to throw to.
Yeah, but except he's just not using him. The second Mike Evans came back, he stopped using Otten.
I would do that trade, Spin. I would do that trade if you got Laporta and Kelsey in your pocket. Right? He wanted Charbonnet for.
Does he cut Otten and get Charbonnet? Yes, I would cut Otten, especially if you have backups.
Yeah, and look who he's got. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Kelsey's gonna be the one you start anyways. Yeah, Kelsey's gonna be the one you start either way. So
last year you would have been starting both those guys. You'd have started one of them in the flex position.
I would start Kelsey now, and then have Laporta as my backup, and I'd go get Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Cook or Kyren Williams? That's a tough one.
Wow. I'm gonna go Kyren on this one. He's at home. Good weather. Yeah, I think I would.
I'd probably go Kyren too.
I think in good weather, Allen will run that touchdown in.
If you have them both, play them both. Yeah, I would play them both if you can. But if you can only play one, Kyren would be the one that I'd play. One, Cook shares time with Ty Johnson. He's the third down back, and Ray Davis. Or Kyren gives up a little bit to Blake Corum, but not a whole lot. He gets more of the. He is the
when he needs a rest. He needs a needs a blast of air or something. Then Corum comes in. Corum will probably do a lot better next year. I start 2 tight ends. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Then, you start Laporta and Kelsey. You say goodbye.
You didn't get a whole lot out of Laporta this game, but
no,
that was the breaks.
I would absolutely drop Otten and pick up Charbonnet, especially if you need the back. It's one of those things. But yeah, that game was wild in the second half, man. It was a good game. Comes down to, I don't know what Dan Campbell was thinking going forward on his own 30. He just gifted them a touchdown. Gifted him a touchdown.
That's the way he plays it.
Yeah, because he did it at the end of the game. Yeah. And range with 40-something seconds left. He went for a 4th down to kill the clock, kick the field goal. Yeah. Like, okay.
And Goff gets stepped on, goes down to one knee, barely makes the handoff.
Yeah.
In college, he would have been down.
Yeah, but not in pros.
Right.
I like the final 4th and 1. Go for it. He's got some big cojones, man. I'll tell you that. Because he did that in the playoffs last year and it bit him.
Is he? What's he telling his kicker on something like that?
You're still going to go out there and make the kick. The problem is we don't trust our defense. That's what he's telling his defense. I don't trust you with 40 seconds left to stop anybody.
I want to get the first down. I want to burn it down to 2 seconds and then
send you out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather than what he's telling his defense is, they've been gashing you up, and we're gonna get. We have the best offensive line along with one of the best running backs. Earlier, he went for it and didn't get it, so that's some
I know.
ballsy stuff to do. We get a bit, and yeah, it's for leaving 13 seconds. Touche. Oh, that one still hurts. It still hurts the soul. All right, so let's do some sit starts from a quarterback standpoint. Would you go Jalen or would you go Burrow this week?
Okay.
Burrow at Dallas, Jalen at home versus Carolina.
Oh, Jalen Burrow. I think Saquon's going to go nuts this week against Carolina. So I'm going to go Burrow.
Okay.
I'm going to go Burrow.
Burrow just has to throw his ass off anyways, because that defense can't stop anybody.
Right. And they're playing against Dallas. Yeah, he might not have to throw his ass off if CD doesn't play. Because who the hell are they going to throw to? But still, I'm going to go with. Yeah.
I don't trust that defense as far as I could throw him, so he's probably going to have to throw his ass off. Darnold or Mayfield?
Oh, Darnold or Mayfield?
Yeah.
Okay. Tampa has got Las Vegas. I'm going to go with Baker.
Well, Baker, I like Baker. Baker versus Vegas.
That could be an ugly game quick.
Darnold's your X factor this week.
Yeah.
Spen comes in and says, I'd go Hurts. He tries to take all the rushing touchdowns because that's all he's got to contend with the top quarterbacks in the league.
He might, it depends where they end up.
He's got like 10 tush pushes for touchdowns.
If he's within 2 yards of the goal line, he's going to score it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And the bad part is Saquon's going to take care of the other 80 yards.
Right.
Unless he breaks it. So
right.
We'll see what happens.
He has to break it from, outside of the 2-yard line.
That could be a game where people get sick early. I'm talking like you're already, you're at the top of your division tied and you're better than the Washington. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a little bit of a lead, I can see him sitting AJ. I can see him sitting Saquon.
Getting
Hurts is not
3 or 4 touchdowns.
Hurts ain't coming out of the game.
Yeah.
I don't even know who their backup is.
I don't know who their backup is either.
No, but I'm saying some of your higher scoring players could miss out because of that.
Well, Barkley's going to take himself off the field if he gets that big run down to the 1. He doesn't stay in. He just comes off the field and let's he's like, Jalen's just going to take it himself. Why should I be out here for that?
He goes and stands back, has a bottle of water while he's about 5 yards back.
Right? He's like, why stay out on the field? Jalen's just going to take it. We already know he's going to take it. That's what he does. All right. Mahomes or Tua? Fantasy-wise.
Right. Chargers against Kansas City, and you got Miami's got the Jets.
No sauce.
Well, if no sauce, but if the Jets can get the Tua, you knock him down a couple times, he's worthless.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kansas City Chargers. I'm thinking at home. Let's see, Hollywood's banged up.
So you got D-Hop and Juju and Kelsey, and then Pacheco's back.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I'm gonna go with Mahomes.
Mahomes. All right, I like that. Purdy or Herbert?
Herbert. Purdy ain't got anybody to throw to except for him.
Herbert doesn't either. If McConkey doesn't play, Herbert's got nobody to throw to either.
That's true. Well, it's going to be ugly between those guys.
That's why I picked those two.
Maybe you don't start either one of them if you can get away with it.
Touche. I'll give you that one. Caleb or Levis?
Tennessee's got Jacksonville. I would go Levis in this game.
Okay, here's one that you never thought you'd hear me say. Cooper Rush or Derek Carr?
Oh, boy. Wow. You know what? I think Cooper's got to fantasy wise, got a better chance to score points than Carr, because Giants aren't slouches. They're not gonna get anything this year, but they're tough. They got a tough defense. They
All
don't
right,
score tons of points on them.
yeah. All right, I got 2 more quarterback ones for you. Kirko or Aaron Rodgers?
Kirko or Aaron Rodgers? Kirk.
Mac Jones or Drew Lock?
Jesus. Lock's playing for
The Giants.
the Giants. Oh my God. Drew or who?
Or Mac Jones?
Let's give Lock some love. What the hell?
Like that's
Another one where I wouldn't play either one of them if I could avoid it.
Right? Crazy thing is, 2 teams get cut this week in my Gillington League, and leaving 3 remaining teams. My budget's 256. Other teams' budget could possibly be 62 or 19 if the right team loses this week. Man, that's crazy. So his Gillington League is also a cap league. You know,
I see.
that's 2 teams of players I get to pick from. Ooh, that could be fun. That could be fun. All right. Running backs wise, Chase Brown or Achane?
I'm gonna go with Brown.
Okay.
Achane's been pretty hot, but I think Brown's got a good chance this week.
Pollard or Connor?
Pollard's been doing a lot better than people think.
He has been.
Arizona versus Seattle.
He's ranked number 11 this week.
I'm going to go with Pollard. Because Seattle's tough.
Rico Dodal or Isaac Guerrero?
Hey, let's go home team this week. Guerrero.
Guerrero. All right. Aaron Jones.
He's all they got.
Right. Jones or Tracy Jr.?
Is Jones healthy?
Jones is healthy.
Or Tracy. I'm going to go with Jones.
Najee or Pacheco?
Najee or Pacheco?
Najee at home versus Cleveland. Pacheco at home versus the Chargers.
Man, that's 2 tough run defenses.
Right?
Man. I'm playing in Pittsburgh. I think the weather. I'm going to go with Najee.
All right. I like that. Chuba versus Chubb.
Chuba.
I love Chuba. Chuba's having a good year.
Instead of Chubby.
Gus Edwards or Charbonnet. Because that's you take Charbonnet over Edwards?
Yeah. I'm not real up on Edwards right now. I picked him up.
He's gonna get the full complement of carries now that J.K. Dobbins is out.
Either him or that Vidal. What's his name? He's got a strange name. The backup there.
Okay.
But I think the young kid.
Oh, Vidal.
Yeah, Vidal.
Yeah.
Vidal or whatever. Yeah. I think he's gonna step up a little bit in that game.
Okay. I like that. Here we go. One comes in and says, "Who for my wide receiver 2 and running back 2 and flex?" Got Jefferson as wide receiver 1 and Kyron RB1. My bench is Jennings, Worthy, Myers, Mooney, Westbrook and Keeney, Walker, Charbonnet, Hall.
Hall's out.
Charbonnet Walker is questionable. It's truly a game time decision.
So follow that at the game time with Walker or Charbonnet. For your wide receiver 2, I love Juwan Jennings this week.
I think Jennings is the best play of the bunch.
Yeah, he's gonna get it all.
Yeah.
If they don't just swarm him with if they swarm him, there's nobody else for him to go to.
Yeah,
you're gonna give it to Guerrero or that's about it. I mean, well, you still got tight end Niners, Kittle.
Kittle. Yep.
So it's going to be Kittle and Jennings.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would go Jennings as my wide receiver too. I would put Charbonnet in and then watch the game time and flip him if Walker's playing.
Yeah.
Because you'll know before game time if he's active or not. If he's active, you want to go Walker. If he's not, then you go Charbonnet. And then for your flex, I'd either go Mooney or Westbrook and Kine.
I was thinking the same thing. I think Mooney's going to get more catches than Westbrook. Akine's good for a touchdown. 6, couple catches, 8, 30 yards, 11 points. Mooney's got a chance at breaking him.
If Myers plays, Myers is the play there.
Yeah.
If he plays, he's the play. But we don't know if he's going to play. So if he doesn't play, then you want to go with Mooney probably.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on stuff tonight and tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, and figure out who's playing. But yeah, that's good job, good one.
Yeah, Spin, you're kind of right in the line. If Myers plays, Myers obviously is the play this week.
Yeah.
All right, wide receivers. Evans or Higgins?
Well, God, it's Las Vegas. I'm going to go with Evans.
Okay.
I'm hopefully cursing him.
All right. Cup or Puka?
Cup or Puka? Shit.
Which one of them is going to be this week?
One of them is. Let's see. Close my eyes. I see Puka going across the middle. I'm going with Puka.
All right. I like that. London or Pickens? If Pickens goes.
London's been kind of disappointing. I'm going to go with Pickens.
All right. Got Achane, Chase Jefferson, and Josh Allen on one team in the playoff. A loss would hurt. Yeah, that would hurt. You got all three of those guys? Yeah, that one would hurt if you lost that one. Higgins had the game last week. It's Chase's turn this week.
Maybe.
Maybe. Here's one for you. You'll love this. JSN or Calvin Ridley?
Oh, I like where's Ridley? Ridley's got Jacksonville. Am I right there?
Ridley got Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah. JSN's got Arizona.
I like JSN this week because Metcalf's back. Everybody's healthy except for the running game. I'm gonna go JSN.
Okay. Tyreek or Devontae Adams? Never thought I'd say those two. And have it to be an actual question.
Man, they're both almost down to flex status now. I'm going to go. I think Miami's defense is a little tougher, so I'm going to go with Tyreek.
Okay. Metcalf or Harrison Jr.?
Metcalf.
Like that. Jennings or Garrett Wilson?
Jennings. I'm big on Jennings. Jennings is my Dawson Knox this week. Okay,
by the way, Knox had a pretty good game in the Snow Globe. He had 2 for 70 something.
Yeah, he had two decent catches in that, and there weren't a whole lot of big yardage in that game. Anyway,
no, it was a Snow Globe, man.
So he came through,
Yeah.
This week I am hopped up on some Jennings. I'm telling you.
Not only that, but Knox was good inside of non-PPR last week because the catches didn't matter; it was the yards, and getting 70 yards is good for a tight end with non-PPR.
Oh heck yeah!
Here's one that you're gonna love: Judy or Brian Thomas Jr. Neither one of them are consistent. Both of them could go off.
Trying to see who's. Denver's on a bot. Oh wait, no, it's Cleveland. God dang it. Cleveland. Sorry. Judy. Let's give Judy some love.
Judy at Pitt or Brian Thomas at Tennessee?
Judy at Pitt.
All right. Crazy Adam and Hill from last year were must starts, and this year you do you have anybody better?
Like I said, Hill is sitting at my flex position right now,
Mhm.
and I may swap him out with Tyrone Tracy.
Yep, that's crazy.
It's
That's the
sad.
crazy one. Oh, you're gonna love this one. Keenan Allen or Shakir? You love both those guys.
I do. I like Keenan in this game.
Okay. Mooney or
Yeah,
Jordan Addison?
Mooney.
Devonta Smith or D Hop?
Devonta. He's been out for a while. I think he's hungry, and they're going to feast on Carolina.
Waddle or Amari Cooper?
Cooper.
Okay, I like that one. I like that one a lot. All right, let's move to tight ends. McBride or Kelsey?
Well, in
This is
Arizona,
breakout game for production. I hope so.
I'm going to go with McBride.
Plus, okay. You know McBride? Yeah, I'd probably go McBride too. Jonnu or Njoku?
Boy, both of them. Start them both. Boy, I'm going to go with Njoku this week. I mean, it's just they're throwing like crazy. The team is out of it, but they're not playing like they're out of it. So yeah, I'm going to stick with some.
Okay.
We'll stick with the Reds.
I like it. Hawkinson or Freiermuth?
Ooh.
Hawkinson, Atlanta, Freiermuth, Cleveland.
And they're at home. I think Hawkinson's got the better field conditions. I'm going to go with Hawkinson.
All right. What about Ingram versus Otton?
Ingram and Otton.
You got Mac Jones and
God.
Otton, who just doesn't see it when Mike Evans is out there. He just doesn't.
You know, Ingram is a solid 11 points every game, so that's who I'm going to go with.
Okay. You know, Pitts or Gesicki? Gesicki's been a surprising fantasy guy this year for Cleveland or for Cincy.
I'm going with Gesicki.
Going with Gesicki?
Pitts has proven that he is still the Pitts. He had a good day on tight end day this year. But then again, all the tight ends had a good day on tight end day this year.
Here's one for you. You're going to love this. Noah Gray or Dawson Knox?
Noah Gray. Ooh. You know, you got to go with Gray. You got to go with Gray.
He's the one that's putting up all the points in KC.
He's the Patrick of the Chiefs.
Right. Cleveland just wants Winston to play with no shit's given, let it rip. At least it keeps fans into the team. Listen,
absolutely.
That's the one thing. You know, Winston is basically Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0.
You know, there is nothing wrong with Winston. I mean, I
throw pick sixes.
Well, he does. But when Mahomes came out and I was going to draft him, I said, "Well, what about this Mahomes guy?" And you're like,
he's
a gunslinger. He throws a ton of picks. You know,
he did that first year, man. He just threw a shit ton of picks, and then Andy Reid found a way to wrangle him.
Well, you know, you can throw a lot of picks as long as you're throwing other touchdowns and a lot of other yards.
That's a Josh Allen special, man.
You can clean that up. So yeah, I like him.
Watson goes deep, and it's going to be a TD either way.
yeah, there you go.
Sorry for the long post. It's okay. Different leagues, full PPR 10 team, or one QB, Carr, AOC, Rush, one tight end, Juwan, Freiermuth, Komet, Akine, Devonta Smith, Grendo, Allen, Shakir, Odunze. Okay.
Let me take
you start.
AOC, Komet, Smith, and
two flex.
Rendo and Akine or Shakir.
Okay. I'm going to say Carr, Fryermuth, Smith, Grindo, and Allen. Yep. I like that. And then on the other side, where it says just one QB, which I think is a different league, Carr, Levis, AOC, or Rush. I'm going Carr.
Okay. Sorry about that, Dylan. We didn't.
We did not agree on how that setup was.
Or you know what? Pick and choose a little bit from both of us and see if it helps you.
Go with it. Like, Fryermuth and Komet, you can go either way. I like them both.
And Komet's playing without a running game this week, so
I don't trust AOC as far as I can throw him. That's why I went Carr.
Well, I like him because of Bowers. You know,
I love him because of Bowers, and if I had Bowers, I'd be playing Bowers. But AOC doesn't do shit outside of Bowers.
Well, Carr doesn't have anybody outside of MBS right now, except for
Kamara.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying I like AOC just because he's fresh. He's got what they got? They got Tampa Bay, which is a decent defense, but
one of those crazinesses. I'm looking at
Carr's playing against Philly.
Fantasy Pros, right? They have Rush, Carr, and AOC in a row, 19, 20, 21 ranking. So it's a flip a coin with those guys. We both love D. Smith. Flex, Shakir, or Braylon Allen. You can go either way. No Brees means Braylon's going to get all the goal lines, and he's huge. And that's why I went Braylon. But go with your gut. Gus or Ray McLeod? I'm going Gus.
Yeah.
Although Howie's not a big fan of Gus.
Nah, not right now. But you never know.
Should I pick up Kraft for tight end depth? I still got Kittle. And should I feel confident with Kittle and Jennings in the same lineup? Yes to all of it. Kraft is a fantastic backup. And Kittle and Jennings both will see targets. Those are the two guys you want on the 49ers.
On the Niners game, you definitely want Kittle and Jennings today.
Those are the two guys that you want. So yes to all of that. Okay. Where was I? I was at tight ends, right?
Yeah.
Did we do Ingram and Otten? We did. Yes. You said Ingram, right? Okay. We did Fryermuth and Pitts, right? We did that one. Oh, we did Noah Gray and yeah.
We did Gray.
Knox. Okay. Ferguson or Fant?
Fant, a little banged up.
No, Fant's good.
Ferguson. Boy, since he can be scored on, and Ferguson might be the only. I'm going to go with Ferguson.
All right.
I like Fant.
Yeah. My last one for you, Parkinson or Bellinger?
Kobe Parkinson. That's Rams. Who's Bellinger play for?
Giants.
Parkinson.
You're like nobody on the Giants.
Well, didn't the Giants have? I thought they had another guy.
Bellinger is their main guy. They used to have Waller. Waller's gone. He retired this year.
No, I know about Waller. No, okay. I was thinking maybe one of the running backs. So it's a different name.
Yeah. But, they have multiple tight ends that they use, but Bellinger's kind of the one that is the main one.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that one. They don't have much to throw against New Orleans, so New Orleans is going to be able to cover really well.
Here's one for you, Howie. Purdy, Darnold, or Wilson?
Purdy, Darnold. I'm going to go with Darnold. Yep. I think that could be a score fest.
The Niners have
Chicago.
And
they're down to their third string running back.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I'm so high on Jennings this week. But they don't have a whole lot. besides Kittle, they got Kittle, Jennings, and Guerrero.
Okay.
Wilson might be the pick.
Maybe against the Browns defense is tough though.
Yeah.
And that's a AFC North game, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Those things are always tough. Crap. Darnold might be your safest bet, at the end of the day. And it's crazy to think that way, but he might be the safest bet.
Purdy could have a good game if they go out and score early and often. Get Kittle working really quick, get Jennings along the sideline, and see if Guerrero can punch it in from up close. Purdy might have a good day.
But Darnold's get at least 2 touchdowns. Darnold's getting at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You don't know what Purdy's going to get. So I think Darnold's your safe play. Purdy's your upside.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell is going to happen in that North game? And I'm staying away from the North stuff. That's just rough. All right. So last week, we'll get to your deep league diggers in a second. Last week, your hot pepper challenge was Irving with 100 yards and a touchdown. What you got? You got 152 and a touchdown. This week, your hot pepper challenge is going to be Thielen for 80 yards and a touchdown. Last week's X Factor was Lamar and Henry versus Hurts and Barkley. And Lamar actually snuck it out for me. So now it's 7-5 you as I'm starting to make a comeback. Or you're starting to let me make a comeback, one of the two. But this week's will be Cousins versus Darnold. I have Cousins, you have Darnold.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me your deep league diggers this week.
Okay, well, we covered some of these guys already, but I'm just going to go through the list. Some of them aren't so deep, but anyway, starting off with Aiden O'Connell, Guerrero, Tank Bigsby. Madison is a little banged up, but he's all they got in Oakland right now. Besides my really, really deep digger, Sincere McCormick. He's a running back for the Raiders.
Okay.
You don't hear too much about him, but you don't. He's there. Jonathan Brooks might make a showing this week. Jerome Ford is still relevant with Chubb in there. Cedric Tillman, of course. Like I said, you don't know if it's going to be Judy or Tillman, but it'll probably have to be some form of both of them. And then good old Adam Thielen. A lot of people have forgotten about him, but he's really made a good resurgence the last couple of weeks. And the guy throwing to him, Bryce Young.
Young looks real good.
Looking for a quarterback this week. I mean, there's a bunch of them out. So you got him, and then your guys that score touchdowns but don't get a lot of catches. You got NWI and MVS.
Someone to keep your eye on is Vidal. Knowing that Gus is, and they like to run a 2-back system, and there is no JK. God Squad comes in and says, got the leagues mixed up. It's Keon or Gus. Keon is questionable. He was in red contact, non-contact all week long, limited. He never got a full practice in. So I would go Gus. But, Gus is probably going to have Vidal steal a little bit of his carries, but I imagine Gus is going to be the focal point.
Yeah.
Another one, Blake Corum, who seems to be coming on and getting a little bit more carries each week.
Yeah,
which
I
is cool.
Trying to get him more involved in the offense in case that you make the playoffs.
Right, and something happens. And then there was a kicker that showed up on the waiver wire, Chase McLaughlin.
Huh.
It was the first kicker I'd seen on the waiver wire in a while, so I just wanted to point that out.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of kickers out this week.
Yep, Chase McLaughlin. Who's only owned in 60% of leagues.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What about this? What about Tucker? What's up? Do you think he's just got the yips, or is he aging out?
I think he's starting to age out. Because he inside 40, he's still really good. It's when he gives longer, he just struggles with accuracy across the board.
Well, you see that one attempt last week? I can't remember who did it. It's like a 68-yarder, and
Came
it
up
just
2 yards short.
missed it. Yeah.
Yep, came up 2 yards short. It was
I mean,
on the
you
money.
see long 50-yarders all the time hitting the net. So I'm certain that I don't know. One of these days we're going to see a 70.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Like Aubrey's already hit a 67, but they
Yeah.
called a timeout as he kicked it, so it didn't
So
count.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of the kicks you see are well beyond what they need to be. But you
Mhm.
got to make sure of it, you know. So
You're gonna get a 70-yarder. You got guys like you got guys
You're
that
gonna-
are putting them 60 plus that are going halfway up the freaking, halfway up the net.
yeah, and you're going to get somebody like Detroit with Campbell going, "We can do it. Well, it's our last chance. Let's get one
Jake
from
Bates
second."
is one of the few guys that probably could do it
Yeah,
too. He's got a big leg. There's a few of them
Yeah.
with really big legs. Aubrey and Bates,
I'd
even
love to-
Bass. Bass has big leg. You just don't know where the hell it's gonna go.
I'd love to see a record kick in the playoffs to get somebody through.
Ooh, to win
Just
it.
where people can say, "Hey, remember back in 2025, Super Bowl,
One
it's
on a 68-yard field goal.
and it's a big number, 2025. It's like
Yeah.
that. Hopefully, that'll be some sort of season to remember for something good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's gonna be Bass kicking the 68-yard field goal to win it.
that's
Break
hey,
the curse for the Bills as they
Oh.
win their first Super Bowl.
it's going to be windy that day. The ball's going to fade left, and then a breeze is going to kick it right back.
It's gonna be windy
It's-
inside of a dome. That's where they play all these Super Bowls.
It's going to doink off the upright and make it through. And you guys will finally get to join the club.
It's only if Pickens doesn't play. Yeah, you play Pickens if he's available. So yeah, it's gonna be windy inside of a dome. It's gonna breeze up just for the Bills.
Where are they playing the Super Bowl this year?
I'm not sure where the Super Bowl is this year. I know they play all of them in domes now, though.
Well, yeah, God, it'd be stupid to have I don't know.
The
Buffalo
last
would
outdoor
love-
one they did
Well,
was the New Jersey Stadium, the new Jersey Stadium for the Jets and Giants, and it was nice that day. The next day there was a giant storm. They just got lucky.
Well, it's like SoFi is technically a dome, but it's not.
It has a canopy, not a dome.
Weather could get in there.
And you know
but
why?
there's never any weather down there.
Yeah, you know why it's a canopy and not a dome?
I'm not sure. Probably because it's the earthquakes.
It is. So SoFi is actually in the flight path for LAX. So they had to dig down to build it.
Yeah.
And then because they went down in the earthquakes, they put a canopy rather than a dome.
And if it's in the flight path, they've shown that constant overflights in a neighborhood will weaken all the structures around it. Over years, screws will slowly turn.
Because of the rumbling.
Houses have collapsed. And people say, "What the hell? What was that?" And it was just because plane flew over. Full PPR, Juwan Jennings or Judy. I'm this week. I'm all in.
He's a Judy guy.
No, I'm all in with
Jennings.
this
Yeah,
week.
you're Jennings, this guy.
I love Judy in this game. I think he's got a good chance of scoring.
I don't think you can go wrong playing either of them. I really don't.
I just have that feeling this week.
I would go Judy if it was me, but I can see the Jennings play.
Yeah.
Because Jennings still has Kittle there.
Yeah.
Where Judy's really, it's like Tillman's the next biggest one to him.
And Njoku.
And Njoku. But I would I would go Judy, but I can see the Jennings play.
Yeah, well, because Judy's got at least other players around him still. Juwan ain't got shit. He's got Kittle and him.
And Debo.
Well, Debo, but is Debo anymore?
He hasn't been this year.
That knocked the crap out of him, and he's just his whole career has been bam, bam, bam. I mean, how after a while
they stopped using him as a running back, and that's
Yeah.
what his ability to be a weapon.
right?
Whether it's outside slot, backfield was
Running the
key.
jet sweep, stuff like that. But I don't think he's gonna, and now he's almost stuck in a position where he's the alternate fourth or fifth string running back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're gonna have to use him.
Yep,
So
I'm with you on
we'll
that.
see.
All right, Howie, that wraps up this show. Do you have anything left on your notes that you want to get out before we close this thing out?
No, I got. I'm just clinging to my playoff hopes for the Redskins.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
well,
For not just the Redskins, but also for you in one of the leagues.
Yeah, what am I leaving? Actually, what I'm really enjoying is trying to serve up a bunch of shit burgers to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want to say hi to Tommy if you're out there.
Yeah, not only did Syracuse beat them and knocked them out of the ACC championship, but knocked them out of the playoffs.
Out of the playoffs altogether. That's right. That's
Talking about serving up a crap burger.
That's right.
Syracuse served one up for Miami.
And I sat here this morning and watched Syracuse get beat by Notre Dame in basketball. So
that's gonna happen.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's gonna happen. All right. That wraps up this show. We'll be back next week for the start of most playoffs, which start next week.
Yeah.
For Howie, I'm Mikey, and we're out.
Peace.